The speed of sound at sea level in dry conditions is roughly 343 meters per second, which is still way slower than the release rate of Wizards products, but let's just try and keep up, shall we? Hello everyone and welcome back to Affinity for Commander, where today we're taking a look at another unique legend from a secret lab. But Sonic is unique enough, quirky enough, and has some fun and unique abilities that, I'm willing to look past it and hopefully have him not cost half a mortgage in 2 months' time. As always, if you like any of the cards you see here today in this video, please make all of your purchases through our lovely affiliate links in the description box below. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but really helps the channel out quite a lot. Now let's get to it. Sonic, the Hedgehog, is a 2/4 Hedgehog warrior with haste for 1 generic and Jeskai colours. He reads, whenever Sonic the Hedgehog attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with Flash or Haste. And, whenever a creature you control with Flash or Haste is dealt damage, you create a tapped treasure token. So this little woodland critter is wanted to go a wide board state full of hasty and or flashy creatures to buff them on attack, with his quilled self becoming a 3/5 on attack. Now the second ability is an amazing flavor win because he loses rings when he gets hit, but also realistically if a creature of ours gets blocked, dies in combat or dies to a blast act, we still get value in the form of mana, which since we're not in Jeskai tends to be rather hard to find. So this deck is primarily going to be focused on creatures, flashing them in, and some very slight artifact synergies. So let's take a look at the 1 and 2 drops. Spectral Sailor is legitimately a card I love and wish more people just played in general. He's cheap card or that blocks flyers. Croc Clan Shaman is a super weird card but is perfect for this deck. You sack the treasure made by Sonic to deal 1 damage to each creature without flying, so you firstly ruin any elf or token player's day. Secondly, you trigger Sonic again, as well as any other card with, flash or haste. Thus, you get to create a boatload of treasures. Now, obviously this does kill the Shaman outright, so I only get to do it once, but if we make him indestructible, with, stuff like Mithril Coat, then we get to do this every single turn, creating a huge amount of treasures, up until and including our creature's toughnesses, which is just a hilarious interaction. Now, to pay for all the stuff we're about to try and cast, we have the Signet Boys being indeed back in town, plus we're also going to be having a Felwar Stone for fixing, and then, yes, of course, the absolute amazing things that are the Talismans to ensure we're getting Sonic out on turn 3, hopefully before anyone else gets even a creature out. Gotta go fast after all. Now onto the actual creatures. Brineborn Cutthroat gets bigger and bigger the more things we flash in. Cathar Commander is a solid artifact or enchantment removal, and Snapcaster Mage is still a great card, one of the best of all time. But now he can get swole with counters as well. And spells we could potentially be flashing back include Dovin's Veto, Negate, and Counterspell. Now, these are our only counter spells in the deck, but we are in blue and protection is important, and being able to say no to a farewell means our creature-based deck doesn't get sent back to the Stone Age. Lastly, we're running Military Intelligence for card draw on attack, and a Reckless Fireweaver to turn those treasures we're making into some serious damage. On to the 3 drops, and we've got a lot of creatures to be able to flash in to ensure that our turn is for playing a land and attacking only. Aboleth Spawn copies all our opponent's ETBs, which is hilarious in general. Think about how many Rex Sage, Solemn, or Garys happen in a game and how we can now copy those effects. Okay, Gary might have been a bad example, but you get the idea. Anafenza Unyielding Lineage is a nice blocker or makes another dude on entry, and Brazen Borrower is a great way to bounce cards we don't like, and then flash in the fairy at a later date. The last 3 creatures with flash are Dual Caster Mage to copy some clutch instant or sorceries, Tashana's Tarbinder to counter abilities and render the card useless while the Merfolk is in play, and finally Valley Flood Cord to give our few sorceries and enchantments flash as well. Hedron Detonator and Ingenious Artillerist are here for the exact same reason, to deal damage to our opponents with our treasure production, which is, really going to incentivize not blocking. Yes, you could block Sonic with your 1-1 and stop this 3 damage, but then you're going to lose your creature and get a treasure token, and you're going to take some damage anyway. The last few cards help support this aggressive theme with Reaver Cleaver for more treasures and trample, Professional Facebreaker to make use of those treasures, and Frostcliff Siege is very versatile to give either card draw or a small buff, and the important keyword of trample that might just get us there in terms of damage. Throw in a Wavebreaker Hippocamp for more card draw, and Chaos Warp with a generous gift for removal, and that's the 3 drops sorted. Now up to the 4 drops, and we've got 2 friends of our commander from the secret lair as well, one of which I've even been reliably informed is not actively this colour in real life. Both Amy Rose and Knuckles the Echidna both have the important keyword haste to take advantage of Sonic's ability, with Amy being able to steal one of our opponent's equipment as her ability does not say it has to be one you control. Now, yes, our opponents can just unequip it on their turn, but, we get a turn with that Colossus Hammer, so yay for us. And Knuckles has a very steep alternative win con, but the Double Strike and Trample with that treasure making ability are going to be the far more impactful parts of this card for the rest of the game. Alms Collector, Commander Sophia Dowager, and Venser Shaper Savant get us back on our Flashy Boys theme, with the Collector ensuring we keep up with cards, Sophia removing other people's commanders, and Venser bouncing anything we like or stopping a spell from resolving entirely. We're also running 2 Enduring Enchantments with both Courage and Curiosity. The Good Boy gives us a nice buff and haste should we be in a tight spot on mana and want to play our flash creatures in our own turn, but then still attack with them, and the Curiosity for more card draw and being a flash creature itself. With then Vexillus Praetor rounding off our flash 4 mana creatures, and protection from everything stops all removal and bad blockers right then and there. The last few creatures here are Subtlety to make essentially free interaction, but a Flash Fire works well for our deck even normally. Thundering Raiji to deal damage to each opponent while Sonic will be making all of our creatures modified, and Ifara to draw us cards from all this flashing in goodness. 2 vehicles we're running are also the Lunar Whale for card advantage and Regalia for a hasty creature card thing to get more lands into play to cast more spells. The last few cards here both help with drawing cards because redundancy is great. Coastal Piracy and Reconnaissance Mission let us draw cards when our counted up hasty board is hitting in. Now going up to the super high drops, we've got one of my absolute favourite cards back from when I actually used to play Standard. Dark days. Dark days. Aurelia, the Law Above, lets us draw whenever anyone attacks with 3 or more creatures, and Big Swing Out, Lightning Helix our opponents. Goldspan Dragon makes all our treasures sack for 2 and has haste and treasure making themselves, while the Sisters of Silence say shh, no, to any ability or instant and sorcery card. Smirking Spelldracker also disrupts our opponent's plans of casting spells uninterrupted. Solitude is swords on a creature, and the Wandering Rescuer gives our tapped attackers hexproof for combat, or just any time it's not our turn and they're tapped really. With the last 2 creatures of the deck being Hullbreaker Horror for bouncing things we don't like, our opponent's entire boards, and Torrential Gearhug to get back that counter spell or Chaos Warp for a second go around. Pop in an austere command for options of ruining an enchantment player's day, or play it before Sonic pumps our board to get rid of any creatures with power 3 or greater. A Blast Act to, yes, also get rid of our own board, but we then get treasures as it's dealing damage, so it's the best of a bad situation. And lastly, Evacuation. A baby Cyclonic Rift, but since our creatures all have haste, or flash, we definitely get the better end of the deal. Now onto the utility lands for the deck. There's only actually 3 that I thought would actually be useful for Sonic, one of them being Rogue's Passage, obviously. The other one is Sokuzen Crucible of Defiance, a nice way to get 2 more hasty boys. And the last one is Minas Tirith, a way to get some card draw here, which is surprisingly coming from a white land. Overall, Sonic is a fun commander and continues the newfound tradition that I quite like of making keywords the new kindred. He is indeed wanting to go fast, getting quickly and smashing face and trigger and make our board huge, and hopefully killing off our opponents before they have time to even think or ask dumb questions like, where does his fur and his quills end or begin? Where do his eyes separate? Is that just one massive eyeball? And is putting the One Ring in this deck technically a flavor win? No. No, it isn't. Stop trying to justify playing more game changes. Just stop. And that will be the end of the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. What cards do you want to see put in our hasty, flashy deck? Let us know in the comments below. As always, all Affinity for Commander content is made possible thanks to the support of our amazing patrons. You guys are truly awesome. If you too like to become a patron on the channel and help get access to exclusive EDH related rewards, including new token sets being produced by us, then check out our link in the description box below. But that'll be it from me for now, guys. As always, I've been Alex, and I will see you next time.